In competitive games, such as Counter-Strike or Valorant, a lot of success comes from capitalizing from enemy play mistakes. In this video, I'm going to break down some recent gameplay and show you how I capitalize on enemy mistakes to win the round. Welcome to Valor Academy. In the map Split, we start any round which is fighting for the mid control, because it's so important on this map. It gives you access to the high ground for both sides, and it allows you to cut off rotations through the defender's spawn. I noticed that my teammate Jet gets pushed and killed in the middle vents. First big mistake that Phoenix does here is that he doesn't push on his flashbang. He then uses his flame wall, which cuts line of sight to the corner that I'm standing in. He walks out, but he doesn't clear his corners, and I could kill him at any time here. My trigger discipline for over 15 years of Counter-Strike is pretty good, and I decided to not reveal my position too early because I don't know how close the enemy on B rafters is. My main priority here is to just join it with my teammate as I have the spike and at least make it a 2v4, which are not great odds, but I'll take my chances. After sneaking past Phoenix, I regroup with my teammate on A to plant the spike. My teammate tags out the enemy Sova, but is revived by the enemy Sage, and Sova does avenge his own death while I'm trying to zone the enemy from pushing the lower entrance to the site. A bunch of mistakes happen here. See, I should never win a 1v4, but Phoenix is solo rushing me and he's making a ton of noise doing so. I pre-fire him where he's going to peek and he has no chance. Omen then uses his dark cover ability right on top of me. As a Cypher main, I'm extremely comfortable dipping in and out of these sort of abilities, given Cypher has one himself, and the enemies just can't push me from all sides. I use the dark cover and dodge Sage's AWP shot, and then swing out and pick up the frag. And here's the nail in the coffin. It's a 2v1 for them, and all they need to do is push me together for the best chances. Presumably because Sova's ult didn't hit anything, probably thought that I tried to flank, and he peeks from the other side of the column. Meanwhile, Omen's trying to defuse the spike, so I just peek him and turn it into a 1v1. The rest is just an aim duel, in which I come out on top, and there's another 1v4 that I shouldn't have won. In this clip, we see a similar situation to the first, in which I'm left alone with two enemies in one round that could have easily been won with a little bit of game sense. Let's see how it plays out from the start of the round. I get a nice boost up by a Sage wall and tracking dart Viper, who's close by and massively out of position with no cover. And then followed by that, Jet shows up on top of the truck and is taken out. I can see that my teammate is in the A baths and there is nobody sitting close, meaning they played 3 on B this round. Phoenix took the teleporter, which means that the other two players could be rotating through the defender's spawn. I sit patiently and I catch the enemy Sage off guard. Phoenix pushes A bats and Brimstone shows up on A short, and the spike is planted for either lamps, heaven, or the lower entrance, which is where I am stood. They have plenty of time, but instead of hunting me down and checking the spots, Phoenix tries to defuse and Brimstone just isn't bodyguarding. So I walk up and execute Phoenix. Suddenly it's a 1v1 which Brimstone just cannot win, because I can just walk back and wait for the defuse and just peek in there. Again, I sit patiently, I wait for the spike to count down, and it explodes and we win the round. The mistake here was that it was a 2v1. They should have pushed together as they had the time to do so, but they didn't, and they just took 2 1v1s and they ended up losing the round. In this clip, the enemy Sage puts a really bad wall up, which honestly costs them the whole game. It's 12-12 here, and I think the intention here was to perhaps give them some more breathing room on short A, with the option to more safely push through the teleporter to B should they want to. But there's a gap that allows me to use the wall as cover and stick to an angle which I know that they won't be expecting. I kill Jet, who has the spike, so I know that they need to come back to collect it. I hold the angle, pick up Brimstone, who's walking from A short from the direction of B. And another mistake here is that Sage also tries to peek and falls to the same fate as Jet and Brimstone. My team call that they think the last two are over in A baths, so I use my ult to reveal the last two for my teammates who are fighting over there. They rotated back to A short and I'm able to trade kills with Jet to avoid her death going unpunished. Sadly I do die here, but we do win the game as we manage to leave it in a 1v1 and my teammate can pick up the victory. The key mistake here was that Sage clearly messed up her wall, in which I was able to use that to my own advantage and pick up a nice 4k. In this clip, I start the round with an aggressive peek on their side to A long and pick up a frag. and I fall back to the site and set up ready for a push. I'm also solo playing A with tripwires to aid me. First mistake here is that Brimstone stomps his way up into the site, and I know exactly where he is due to the sound of his footsteps. I capitalize on this knowledge by waiting at an angle which you won't be expecting. My tripwire then gets Omen, and I swing on him too. I throw a cyber cage which blocks the vision of the enemy Raze, who misses a sniper shot. While I use my ult to find the location, another mistake which I'm able to capitalize on so much is that when I use my ult to show their location, what they should do is hold an angle for a few moments to counter any aggressive pushes. I'm able to aggressively push here, and I catch it completely off guard and pick up the 4th frag of the round. Final mistake in this round is that with about 40-ish seconds left in the round, the enemy Phoenix is stomping around similar to the Brimstone that ran onto the site earlier, and he's just telling us where he's coming from. And we get a nice crossfire on him, in which I'm able to pick up the 5th kill, and it's an ace for me. In this final clip that I have for you, I'm going to show you a nice 1v2 Cypher play. I'm on the attacking side, and it just goes to show how important good positioning is, and how a little patience can change around. The enemy has planted the spike on A, and I'm pushing heaven for some high ground. Notice that I've walked the entire way, and I'm basically a ghost to them at this moment. I don't see anything, but a mistake that Sova makes is that they move without walking, and I can hear somebody somewhere to the left of me. Sova moves again, and I make it a 1v1 by picking up the frag. I bait the last player out by throwing a cyber cage on the spike and then tapping the defuse so it makes the noise like I'm sticking the defuse. The enemy Jet should have walked up rather than just spraying to get more information, but they took the bait and I capitalized on it for the win. Thanks again for watching Valor Academy. Hit like if you liked the content and subscribe for more content coming in the future. I'm going to keep ending my videos with ridiculous Raze plays until she gets nerfed, so enjoy this clip.
If you see where I'm stood, just straight along here, and I'll stand on it and it'll raise me up over it.
So you want to literally just hit
Yeah, go. The fuck?
You're gonna hit your head on the wall. Go and get the kill.
Oh, mate.